Good morning, dear students. Today we will be learning a new lesson, that is coal and petroleum. In a daily basis, we use many materials or things, correct, for our daily use. Then, what are these materials? Some of the materials may be natural materials and some of the materials may be made by human beings, that is man-made materials. Okay, let us list first some of the materials which we obtain from nature and some of the materials which are made by humans, that is man-made materials. Okay, let us list some of them. The natural materials such as air, water, okay, soil, correct? And then another material you can say as forests, then sunlight. These all are natural, that we obtain from nature, whereas man-made materials, you can say it as mobile phones, pencil, paper, then furniture. These are all man-made materials, whereas these are the natural materials. Okay. So, how can you tell me whether these materials are natural materials? Natural materials are the materials which we obtain from the nature. Which we obtain from the nature are called as natural materials, or you can call them as natural resources, because these all are the resources what we use: air, water, soil, sunlight, forest materials, right? These all are obtained from nature. So these are the resources. Resources are nothing but what we use, correct? So these can be called as natural resources. How many types of natural resources might be there? These might get exhaust, or these might even not get exhaust, correct? There are two types. Natural resources might be exhaustible natural resources and inexhaustible natural resources. That is, some of the materials might get over after the use. They might be in a limited quantity, only in a few quantity or a limited quantity. So such type of resources which are in a limited quantity, we call them as exhaustible natural resources. Whereas which are not in a limited quantity, which might get over after some years of the use, are inexhaustible natural resources. Okay, now let us see in detail what do we mean by exhaustible and inexhaustible resources. First comes the inexhaustible natural resources. Inexhaustible. Here the word itself depicts. Inexhaustible means which are more in number, which is in abundance and which will not get exhausted. Exhausted means which will get over or which will get finished. Okay, that we call it as exhaustible. But here the word is inexhaustible, which will not get over, which is in abundance, which is unlimited. So which are those resources which are unlimited in the nature, which are present on the earth? That is, air is unlimited, correct? Air is in a limited quantity? No, right? It is unlimited. Water is also unlimited, correct? And the sunlight is also unlimited. So such resources which are present in unlimited quantity, which are present in abundance, is called as inexhaustible natural resources. They do not get exhausted, they do not get over or finished. So thus such resources are called as inexhaustible natural resources. And the second type, that is the exhaustible natural resources. The opposite of inexhaustible we call this as. Okay, that is they get over. These resources are present in limited quantity. These are unlimited quantity, these are in limited quantity. Okay, after a few years of use, these resources might get over. So such resources which are in a limited quantity are called inexhaustible natural resources. So we need to use them in a proper manner. We need to be needy, not greedy in case of exhaustible natural resources. So what comes under exhaustible natural resources now? Those are the forests, wildlife, coal, petroleum and natural gas. So today we will be studying about the coal and the petroleum, which are the exhaustible natural resources. First let us start with coal. What is coal? It is a hard as stone and black in color. You might have seen coal which you use for cooking to provide the heat. Correct? Coal earlier it was used as a natural product for cooking. Correct? It is hard as stone. It is very hard and it is black in color. And coal is one of the fuel used to cook food. I told you. It was used as a fuel to cook food. And the third one, that is, it is used in railway engines to produce steam to run the engines. It was used in railway engines. Earlier, coal was used to run these engines to produce the steam. Correct? And then let's now study how the coal was formed. That is the story of the coal. Before 300 million years ago, there was dense wetland, forest and wetland was there. Okay, because of these natural calamities like floods, earthquakes, okay, tsunamis, what happened, you know? These dense forests and wetlands, they got buried under the soil because of these cyclones, then because of this deforestation, okay, because of that they got buried under this soil, the upper layer, that is the dense forest vegetation land got buried under this soil layer. Okay, after millions and millions of years, when this got buried under the soil deeper and deeper, they created a pressure on it. A pressure was created on it. As it went deeper and deeper, the temperature also risen, right? So because of the high temperature and pressure, this vegetation, the dead vegetation, that is the forest and the wetlands, which went deeper and deeper into the soil because of these natural calamities like earthquake, flooding, tsunamis, correct? They went deep into the soil, that is deep into the earth's crust. So upon that, layers and layers were formed. So these layers which were formed upon that, one on the other, they created the depth of this vegetation, correct? So because of that layers, there was increase in temperature and pressure on this vegetation which was buried deep inside the earth's crust. Because of this high temperature and pressure, this dead vegetation was converted into coal. What happened then? This vegetation got converted into coal. The vegetation which was getting converted into coal because of high temperature and high pressure is nothing but carbonization. Under high temperature and pressure, the vegetation got buried and it was converted into what? It was converted into coal. So this process is called as carbonization, which was buried under high temperature and pressure. Thus, coal was formed. This is the story of the coal. Once more I will tell you that before millions of years, the forest and wetlands, they were buried deep into the earth's crust because of the natural calamities like flooding, tsunamis. Okay, because of that, they were buried deep into the soil. What were buried? These wetlands, that is the forests, vegetation. Okay, these got buried into the soil. Because of that, the high temperature and pressure was exerted on that surface. Okay, because of this high pressure and temperature, this vegetation got converted into coal. Okay, thus the formation of coal takes place. This is the story of the coal what we have studied. So today what we have studied? We have studied about the natural resources. Okay, natural resources that are of two types: inexhaustible resources that are in unlimited quantity, and the second one, exhaustible natural resources which are in a limited quantity. Under exhaustible natural resources, we studied about the first one, that is the coal. Coal, which is hard as stone and is black in color, and coal is a fuel which is used for cooking. Earlier it was used for cooking, and it is used in railway engines to produce steam to run the engines. And next we learned about the story of coal. Story of coal is nothing but the formation of coal. Before 100 of million of years ago, the formation of coal took place under high temperature and pressure. Okay, this is because of the natural calamities like flooding, tsunami, cyclones, correct? The upper layer of the crust, that is where the plants grow, where the deep wetlands and the forests grow. Okay, there they got buried under the earth's crust. Because of the high temperature and pressure, they were converted into coal. Thus, the formation of coal took place. Okay, thank you.